And the boys. They seem to spend hours in completely useless activity. That combination of new lung power, changed voices, and boundless energy is hard on the neighbors. They quarrel a lot, but the gang sticks together. They want to prove their own importance by making themselves heard.
Hey, this is Jeff,
This is Seth, and this is Kendrick.
and you're listening to A Blast from the Past podcast. All right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in this week. I hope you guys are excited. Today, we're going to be talking about one of my favorite subjects, video games. So, I got with me today, I got Mr. Seth, and I also got Mr. Kendrick. We've got a little depicting to go by, and we were trying to figure out which one of our games are the favorite. So I got a great question for both of you, all right? See who wants to take this first. When you think about video games, what game do you remember as your very first favorite game? Seth, let's you take this one.
I would say, what's it called? Alien Isolation.
Alien? Tell me a little bit about that one. What's that one? What was it? What game console was it on, first of all? Remember?
It was
I
on the
believe it was on
PS3.
PS3.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And what was the premise of that? What would you do in that game?
Basically, what you would do is try to hide from aliens, like the aliens from the movie Aliens.
Oh, so it's an actually okay. So it's from the movie. It was a movie.
I don't
Yeah.
think it's based off of it, though.
It's not.
It's not based off the movie, but it's the alien and the Satan spaceship that you're on from the movies. And what you do is hide from the aliens and you have to kill them.
It's exactly the movie.
Are you talking about the horror movie?
It's
Yeah.
legitimately.
You talking about the
movie.
horror game version of it?
Yeah,
We didn't play the horror game version of it.
I did.
That's legit the movie, sir. Like you depicted the entire movie of Alien.
Were you talking about the one where you played co-op or
Alien
the one you
2,
played solo?
Like Alien 3. I think it's like 15 Alien movies.
That was not on the PS3.
It may not be.
Was not I thought it was PS3.
Alien
It's like
versus Predator. Like they had
Xbox One.
15,000 Alien movies.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's your first favorite. Like you remember when you put that in for the first time, that was your first favorite.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
And that's what got me on to horror games.
So tell me a little bit about what do you mean by horror games? Like, what is a horror game?
Like gory, killing people, getting murdered, and all that other
So, like,
kind of stuff.
that's like
That's
the
just a shooter
that's
game,
like
dude.
Resident Evil stuff.
Yeah,
right?
Resident Evil stuff.
Okay, well, so I got a funny story about that one, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I remember a buddy of mine in high school. We used to, oh god, this was like, let's see, this was been probably 1997, 1998. We would be in the back and we'd be playing on PlayStation 1, the first Resident Evil. How many Resident Evils are there now? What number are they on right now? You have any idea?
Last one I
gotta be
did
up
was
there.
8.
God. Dang. Okay. So, all right. So this is Resident Evil 1, right? So this is a new concept. So people aren't playing this a lot. This just came out. We're back here playing. And it's like, man, you know how you get into a game, it's like 2 o'clock in the morning, right?
Yeah.
All the lights are out. Mom, dad's like, turn the lights off. You're ruining the electric bill, blah, blah, blah. So we sitting there playing, right? And it's like 2 o'clock in the morning and it's really quiet because we're trying to be really quiet. And all we hear while we're playing this game, we're like murdering people. And all we hear is the whole time, and I'm asking myself, am I hearing ghosts in my house right now, or is that legitimately this freaking game? And it was scaring the absolute hell out of me. And I remember Matt, my buddy, looking at me, he's like, did you say that? I mean, no, I didn't say shit. What are you talking about? Like the whole time, that was the first game that I played that I actually felt a little uneasy about. Let's put it that way. All right, so let's go to Kendrick. Kendrick, same exact question. What was the first video game that you remember loving?
Remember 11? I'd say probably Uncharted 3.
Uncharted 3. And what system console was that on?
PS3.
PS3. Okay, so you guys really remember the PS3 over everything else.
Well, that was
Yeah.
our first console.
So
Like
that-
the one we
okay.
played the most.
Okay. Because you were at that age.
Yeah.
So do you remember about how old you were when we got that PS3?
I was like, what?
He's probably about 10.
Yeah.
10, 11,
Probably 13.
12
No, you
inch
weren't
maybe.
that old. No. I think you were probably, Kenny, you were probably about 6 or 7. Because it was before we moved to Florida. So it
yeah.
was,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, so about 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So he was about
So I was like,
So before
10.
that, do you remember the games you used to play?
No,
We had games.
I mean, slightly, yeah.
I remember playing Hulk on like GameCube.
Yeah, Hulk and Spider-Man. It wasn't
Okay.
GameCube, it was PS2.
Was it PS2?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we had a PlayStation 2.
We didn't have no GameCube.
I thought Hulk was on GameCube. And
It
Spider-Man
might be,
And
but
we did
that's
have
not what we were
GameCube.
playing on.
GameCube was definitely in a game room.
Yeah.
It was?
Yeah, we had a game room in the very back corner. And
Why
it
don't
was-
we have a GameCube now?
We do.
We
I'm
do.
it's
We just
packed
don't play
away
it.
somewhere. It's packed away.
You mean
'Cause-
Sam's GameCube?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've got one there. Absolutely. And a
Did we-
few games for it, too.
Yeah, we got like Mario Party.
We
Mario
used to
Kart.
play it at our grandma's house.
Yeah, when you're feeling retro, you definitely pull out that and you can play but you can't
For-
play those. You really, honestly though, if you think about the Nintendo GameCube, the Nintendo 64, I grew up with the 64. When you had those games, you didn't play those quite like you play the games today. Like you would play it for about an hour, or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just talking about me. But I would only be able to play it for about 2 hours, and then I would just have to find something else to do for a little bit. I could come back to it. But realistically, I've seen you boys play for freaking hours.
Yeah.
You can get on a game and you'll be playing for like 4 hours straight, just enough time to get up to the restroom. I've seen how you guys are
Well,
with that.
The problem is we feel like we have to play it or we miss out. Like if I don't play it for like 2 days, then I feel like, oh, dude, I have to restart now because I'm not playing it. But then, like at the same time, when you're playing it for a long time, you usually take breaks for like an hour at least for me. Like I take a break for an hour and get back on because I feel bad if I stay on for too long because I'm like I need to go do something.
Right. Like there's something more productive to do than
Yeah.
to sit and playing. You want to hear something crazy? So you guys are used to the era of having saved games.
Yeah.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine playing a game and not being able to save it?
No.
What game did you play that you couldn't say?
Every game, all the way up until about I'd say about 1988, 1990.
I get like Mario stuff. You don't have to save.
Right.
Like Mario Kart or
every game didn't have enough memory in it so you could save the game itself. As a matter of fact, even today, you can buy external memory and things like that to save the
Yeah.
system. So if you imagine, they were very minimal. So when you were playing these games, you couldn't save it. It was crazy. So like you would waste 3 hours and get almost to the end. You're about to beat this damn game, and guess what? Bum bum bum, you die. And then you just look around like, damn, I just spent 3 hours, and now I got to start all over.
Yeah.
Notorious for that stuff.
Before we forget, we need to ask what your first favorite video game was.
Oh man, well I'm gonna have to set the stage on that one, guys. So let me take you all the way back to 1988. 1988, in a little town called Bristow, Indiana. My family was sitting in there. I think it was the middle of December. It wasn't quite Christmas yet. But we're sitting in there, and my dad comes home, and he's got this big bag, and I just remember him being all excited. He was waiting for us to look at it. We've been talking about this new thing that has been out for about a year at that point. It's probably about a year or so. And they called it the Nintendo.
Just
We're
the
like,
Nintendo?
the Nintendo, right. Now, we call it the NES. But it was Nintendo. That's how we knew it. So in this Nintendo, he opens it up, right? And we see the box, and we're going through it, and we're my brother and I, my brother's like 14. I'm around 7 at that age, something like that, 7 or 8. I'm freaking out. Like, this is the coolest day of my life. We've got a game system. We've never had anything like that before. So I'm getting all excited. I'm trying to get this thing all broke out and get it out of this packaging and get it all set up. And so we finally get everything set up. And then I'm looking, and it has 2 games that come with it. So the original Nintendos, they came out with one game, obviously, Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
And then a second game, which was at the time my favorite, called Duck Hunt.
Duck Hunt.
Duck Hunt, man. And you talk about cool. You got this little orange gun, right? And I'm a shooter. I love shooting. And so I'm looking at this, and I'm thinking, this is going to be awesome. So we get in there, we get it all started, and we put Duck Hunt in. We didn't have directions. You turn stuff on and you just started playing it. So that's exactly what I did. I put it in there, and all of a sudden the ducks come up, and then all of a sudden there's a dog in a corner, and he's making some weird racket or whatever, and he jumps into the grass or the weeds or whatever, and the bird comes up, and I'm trying to shoot the hell out of this bird, and I can't get it right. So then the second one comes up, nothing. Third one comes up, nothing. And what pisses me off about this game is at the end of this, every round you don't hit a bird, the damn dog comes up and like and laughs and shakes, and man, I was so pissed. I was a piss-year-old version of 7-year-old, just about ready to kill it all right over this stupid game.
Bruh.
And my brother, much older than I am, he grabs a gun and he is just nailing every single duck that flies. So I'm like, you know what? It was this bad experience. I'm going to do it again. So it was my turn again. And again, I couldn't shoot worth shit. No matter how many, I literally, and it got to the point where I was walking up to the TV, like putting the gun almost damn near in front of it to make sure I don't care if I was cheating. And I still couldn't do it. So I was determined that something was wrong with that gun. But anyway, obviously, yeah, I mean, it wasn't my fault. It had to be something wrong with that gun. But long story short, that was when I fell in love with Duck Hunt. Duck Hunt is probably, the game system Nintendo was awesome, but Duck Hunt was probably the one game that I'd come home, you know, when you're 7, I think I was right out of first grade, so I'd come home and you had those rough first days and come home.
At 7 years old.
Yeah, that's hard. Those are hard school days. So you come home and you try to unwind, so you go grab the orange gun and just start shooting some damn ducks.
You didn't nap right.
I shot them ducks like it ain't nothing. But yeah, no, we did have nap time back in the day.
I don't know.
I think we
was a
still
good
have
time.
nap time, but
That
I don't know
was-
if
that was
it's
a good
first
time.
grade.
I wish I had that my senior year, just
Yeah.
nap time.
Yeah.
That'd been nice. Oh yeah, so I mean that was it, and that's really, like I said, that's really kind of what started my whole game history. Really is that Nintendo, and then going through all of that, we started to get more and more games. The console itself was pretty expensive, even back in the 80s, and I remember the next game that we got was a game called Excitebike, which was pretty much little motorcycles that you ride, and you literally go from left to right on the screen. So it's not like you're driving it; you're like seeing the thing go from left to right. So it was cool. If you guys remember Excitebike out there, that was a really, really cool game. But yeah, I mean that was kind of my experience on it.
From hearing that story about how you weren't hitting crap when you were shooting the gun makes me realize why I'm so bad at aiming.
Oh, so it's
Runs
my
in
fault?
genes.
Oh, maybe.
But also,
I'm pretty sure that gun was just broke.
Duck Hunt came out with a game on VR, right? And it's a horror game.
Yeah, Seth was telling me something about that.
Yeah.
So what's the okay? So what's the story on this? What?
I don't know. It's basically just you're in your mom's house, right? You're playing Duck Hunt, and then the dog comes to life and is walking around your house and stuff.
Why the hell would anybody want to play a game like that? Like, you're supposed to be killing ducks. How did the dog come to want to kill you? Like,
It's
So-
pretty
and
funny.
I'd probably scare you. I ain't gonna lie to you right now.
Yeah.
My story with that damn dog, I'd be scared to death right now playing that game. I ain't gonna lie to you. I hated that dog.
But the whole story of it is basically a kid, like he said, living with his mom. Mom's single. I think they just went through a divorce. And in the game, it showed a commercial of the kid and the mom and the dog. And I think there's some weird thing about how the dog was his dad in the costume. And he came, trying to kill his kid or something. I don't
That's
know.
like, that is, and this is a game?
Yeah.
It's not a movie?
That's the
A
game.
VR game.
Jesus.
Yeah, VR game.
That's going to end up being a movie or some shit. Okay. Well, all right. Well, on to our next. Man, oh, that gets a little bit more interesting on that one. All right. So let's fast forward a little bit. Let's talk about computer games. So when you think of the computers, right? So a lot of the times we'd have the first games that we played would probably be in school with a computer, because not too many people had a computer. When I was a kid, I did not have a computer. So I didn't get my first access to computer until I was in school. Good old computer class. Everybody remembers the computer class, right?
Yeah.
So my class, we played a game called Carmen Sandiego.
The hell is
Huh.
that?
What? Neither one of you know what Carmen Sandiego?
Wait, like
know.
the TV show?
No, this is way before the TV show. That TV show was obviously based on this, but Carmen's. Oh man, Carmen's. You really don't remember this? You don't. They
I
didn't
remember
it-
the
was it
show.
a good
I don't
show?
remember the game.
What do you remember about the show? Let's try to tie the.
I mean,
Tie
it
it
was a
all
while
together.
ago. All I
Yeah, he
remember is
clearly
about
don't
like
know.
a woman wearing a long, tall hat, I think.
Yeah.
That's all you know.
No. Okay.
And
What
she's
else?
like, she fights crime, and it's a weird dude captures her all the time. I don't remember.
This is a game that you like?
It was a game. Well, I mean, yeah, it's one game that I just, when you're at school and you go into computer class, they taught you, honestly, they pretty much taught you to come in computer class, you sit down and you learn to type as fast as you can. That's the whole premise behind it, right?
Yeah, I've
we
been
went
in
to
one.
a business class, right? So you type it like crazy. Well, then as soon as you got done with your homeworks, in other words, you typed whatever your assignment was, they'd let you chill out and play games. And here's what's funny. Do you know what this game was on?
What?
What?
A floppy disk.
What?
A floppy disk.
So who
Yes,
gave
they
the
bring
floppy
it to
disk?
so the school had them. So then you get this floppy disk and you'd have to set it in front of this huge brick of a computer, push it in there, and then sometimes it would work, sometimes it wouldn't. But you put it in there, and the first thing it asks you questions, and then the whole premise behind it is you had to search where Carmen Sandiego went. So Carmen Sandiego was not, in fact, the person who was the good person. She's the bad person.
What?
She always wore a trench coat and a hat.
Yeah.
And you were the investigator. And so we had to find her.
Okay.
Carmen, where in the world is Carmen Sandiego?
Yeah.
Well, you
the
should-
show.
Me
No,
and
it's
Seth.
not it's a damn game, boy.
I remember the show. I don't remember the game at all.
No,
I don't even know of a show. I don't even know.
It was
of a
on
game.
PBS
I
Kids
think-
or something.
I think it was definitely a show. I
PBS.
remember seeing that.
I don't know what it was. From.
PBS.
So it was a cartoon.
Yeah, it was a cartoon.
I don't know if it was a cartoon. Was it a cartoon?
It was 100% cartoon.
Okay,
I remember
so-
that.
Okay,
Yes,
well, that's
cartoon.
that. But that's the one thing I remember about my favorite computer game. So growing up, that was my computer game. Kendi, what did you have? What did you like in computer games?
Well, when growing up, we didn't really have. We didn't really play computer. We didn't have
We
a computer.
did?
Not
What-
a whole
what-
lot.
okay.
Not a whole lot.
He got a computer. We played some like games. I don't know what on. Probably like Cool Math, right?
Cool Math, Pog,
Yeah, Pog.com.
Pog.com.
Pog.com. Oh my God. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, that was great.
That's
was
what we
like-
played on everything.
Oh my God. I remember the first time you guys came home, you're like, hey, school, they showed us a website you can get on, and and you sold it to me by saying it's educational games, Dad. I want to play this.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm
Basically,
like,
Cool Math.
what is it? And you're like, oh, it's educational games. It's okay. And so then, naive father, here, let me log you in real quick, get you all set up, and I'll walk away and come in there. And a few minutes later, you're cutting people's heads off,
Yeah.
freaking knights and armors and stuff, and
Bruh.
people are like stabbing
that
each
game.
other. And I'm like, this is not educational. What the hell is this? Medieval times? What is this?
Yeah.
We probably played that a lot. It got destroyed though. So
Yeah, that game was cool. I remember that one weird ice cream one.
yeah, that's the one we played a lot.
And also a skateboard game, the zombie one where you drive their car.
Wait, you said ice cream game?
Yeah.
It's a duo game where actually is it triple or is it duo?
I think the second one's triple. The first one's duo.
We
You had to play like a chocolate ice cream and a vanilla ice cream and shoot out. What was it? Is like something shoots at you and he's like,
There's like a
push the
bunch of
blocks.
enemies that try to kill you, right? And you're trying to collect all the fruits.
oh, the fruits. That's what it was.
So it's Fruit Ninja.
No.
You walk around in a maze and you get all the fruits, but you have to dodge all the enemies.
Yeah, I forgot.
And you have to stay alive together.
All right, that sounds ridiculous.
It was
That
really
an
freaking fun.
It was
educational
great.
game?
No.
No, it wasn't educational.
It was on Pog.com.
I mean, there
Yeah.
was a point system. That's educational enough. There's points.
Yep.
Math, numbers.
Yeah, I knew that whenever I
You want
It's
to
something
hear
good I
something?
won.
Here's something crazy, right? When I think of Pogs, right? So when I was a kid, we had a Pog game, which was a little round token game that you would throw and you collect called Pog.
What?
I don't know if you ever heard anything about that, but we'll have to
No.
get that to another time. But it was called Pog. It was a really weird game, but I do remember collecting a whole bunch of them, all kinds of them, and I remember having them in a little suitcase.
So it was Pokemon before Pokemon.
I mean, maybe is the first. I don't know if it was the first kind of game like that, because I'm sure there was. I mean,
pretty
that was
sure-
also the time frame that like Magic and stuff like that came out. So
Oh yeah, Magic.
yeah. And well, actually, Dungeons and Dragons
yeah
came out before, so that would have been the thing. But anyway, yeah. So that's that. So okay, all right, that makes sense. And then so
Well, we didn't say our favorite game, did we? Well, I didn't say my favorite.
no,
game.
I'm waiting on you.
I'd say Run 3.
What?
What?
Run 3.
And what's that?
Do you not know the Run series?
No.
It's basically like a little gray dude jumping across platforms in like a circular motion thing, and you have to like get through the levels. And they made Run 3, and Run 3 is like you get change characters and stuff depending on what they can do. Like one of them has skates on, and it makes it harder to go across, but you jump longer. So essentially, it just
that
keeps
sounds
getting
weird.
harder.
So, and where did you find this off of?
Cool math.
Cool, man. So,
Oh, Run. Okay, I know what you're talking
Are you
about now.
You
wow,
didn't notice
that took a while for you to.
Well, it's an old
You know,
game.
I'm older
I'm
and I
21.
usually have the memory problems, but this guy over here, he's like,
He probably played it before me. I don't know.
I remember it. It's the
probably
what
played it more.
you're the weird alien,
Yeah.
and you have to like move the different
so
platforms.
where
and
was you
die.
introduced to this? Was it at school or
At
was
school.
it like at home? Or?
Well,
Probably
dude,
at school.
at
It was
school.
on Cool Math.
I think if you're bored enough, you'll just start asking around, and then everybody just inadvertently goes to cool math.
You mean, wait. You mean to tell me you were bored at school?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No way, man.
Listen, when they tell
School's
you
awesome.
they don't
School's
like
awesome.
you
Stay
playing
in
games.
school. No drugs, the whole 9 yards.
Back in the day, they didn't let you go on games. Well, back in the day, they let you go on games. Nowadays, they hate you going on games.
Yeah,
They-
well, that's
secret-
because people like you ruined it for the kids today.
No, they give you your own computer, and that's not a very good combination.
True.
Right. Yeah, that's probably not a good idea to give a bunch of teenage boys computers for sure. All right. So, okay. So Run is your choice. All right. And you know, and when I got a little bit older, you know, I think the first year or two I got married, I remember getting my first laptop computer. And once I got a laptop, you know, obviously the computer age went pretty crazy at that point, and it's the mid 2000s, something of that nature. And I remember one of the games that came out that was really big was Roller Coaster Tycoon. And that will probably be one of my favorite games that I've ever played on a computer base. And it's such a cool game because, you know, I like to create things, make things. And, well, I don't know if you knew it or not, but I really do like Disney. So I got to create Holmes Land, similar to, what's so funny about that? Holmes
I
Land,
remember
very
seeing
similar
that.
to Disneyland, except for it was my rides. And at one point, I think I had like 80,000 people coming in there, which was pretty
Oh wow.
Yeah.
badass for
Yeah.
Tycoon.
Not as
store.
much as Disney.
And then, you know, well, not as much as, I mean, Disney had like 40 years on me, so I mean,
Yeah.
whatever. But no, it was a cool game. I think that game definitely set a stage for all the other Tycoon games. Now you got Railroad Tycoon, Mall Tycoon, you got Airport Tycoon, you got Tycoon. Like it's crazy. Like everywhere you look at, it's something different, but it always branches off to something cool. All right, so our next question, this next one, this one's kind of cool too. Like we've already talked about, you know, your favorite games and consoles. We already talked a little bit about computer games. My next favorite subject is going to be cell phone games. So your first mobile game, first game you think of when you played mobile games.
Go on, Seth.
I forget what it's called, but it's another zombie game
Is
where
it
you like have to upgrade your car or truck, whatever it is, and
Oh, I
you get
know
new
what-
cars.
I know what he's talking about.
It's and like you have to like go through them.
Essentially, you upgrade your car to get through a bunch of zombies and then get to the end of the place to refill.
And this was on a phone?
Yeah,
It was also on computer. I mainly played it on computer.
it's on both.
Oh.
Yeah, but I played it on my phone.
Well, think about it this way. What about a mobile-only game? Can you think of any mobile-only games?
No,
We'll go back to him. My favorite, I got two favorites.
All right, what's
So
your
I got
favorites?
Magic Survival, which is I don't know, you don't know what a roguelike is probably, right?
Mm-mm.
It's basically you collect items to upgrade your character, and there's a bunch of waves of monsters that come at you. And you just keep upgrading your character and you try to get the highest wave.
So it's kind of like good versus evil.
Yeah,
Okay.
but it's like magic. You like get cool, like you get like hurricanes and stuff. So it's pretty fun.
On a mobile game.
Yeah.
That seems like really high intense gameplay on a mobile phone. You know, like you one of my favorite was back in the day?
what?
Tetris.
Bruh.
Tetris, man.
See, my
You
friend-
can't get better mobile game than Tetris. That on a fun fact, that actually was the first mobile game. Obviously, if you think about it, it's probably true anyway.
Yeah,
But that first mobile game that came out, and it was like the late, I think it was like late
2000s?
90s. No, but 2008. 2008 was the first time an Android iOS come out. And hear this one. Android, it came out when they dropped their system. There was one game that dropped with it in 2008. Guess what that game was?
Go on, Seth. Guess.
What do you think, Seth?
What was the question?
When Android released their software in 2008, it went mainstream, and they released their first series, and the Play Store was introduced, so where you could download games.
Yeah.
Guess what the first game was offered there?
I'll give you no. I'd give
Nope.
you a hint.
What?
It is based on a big video game character that is now in the Nintendo franchise. That wasn't in the Nintendo franchise.
What?
Think about it.
So big Nintendo character.
It's one of your favorites. Matter of fact, am I not right?
Eh,
It's one of his favorites. He's got about 2 or 3 of the
you bought one of the
games
new
there.
games that's
Right.
based off.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
Sonic.
Oh,
the Hedgehog. Yeah, yeah.
I
Sonic.
didn't buy a new game. I got that for Christmas.
Sonic Frontiers.
Well, I got that game, I guess.
Yeah.
But Sonic, I don't know why. But yeah. Anyway, so Sonic was the first one that went mainstream, but there's also another one that was only mobile. Angry Birds.
Oh my god!
Isn't that crazy? And look how far Angry Birds has got. Look how many variations and versions of that. You got Angry Bird Star Wars. You got Angry Bird, the Rio Angry Birds.
Yeah.
Angry Birds 1, 2, 3, 4, and 15.
They got a
19,
cool
20.
wizard RPG one.
I know. I mean, it's cool. And now it's like it's mainstream everywhere you go. And you go to an arcade now, there's Angry Bird games that you can play. One of my favorites. That's a great concept. Throw a bird at pigs.
How many?
Like, yes, that's an awesome
Let's
idea.
talk. Let's talk. Hold on. So, how many hours do you think you've spent on one mobile game?
At least 4 or 5.
What? I mean, like overall, my dude, on one video,
Oh, overall.
on one mobile game,
Ooh.
not like in a sitting.
Yeah, but is there like a variation of this where you actually win the game? Or do you just keep playing it because you're bored?
You keep playing it because you're bored, but
Both.
also like they keep updating it, so you keep playing it.
Like
Yeah.
things and stuff.
Huh?
I don't know. Probably
Can't
about.
think of anything. I know all the grandmas out there are playing Candy Crush, so
Oh, yeah. Okay. Candy Crush.
Candy
probably
Crush
got
is a
about-
good game. It's
that
not an old
is-
lady game. It's
I
good.
hated that game.
they got
So
4,000 hours in there. You know,
I
That's
probably got
crazy.
around 4,000 hours in there.
And there's so many variations of that one now too. But here's something else too. It's crazy about this. Well, before we get a little bit further in this, you know how the concept of games coming mobile, right? That gave them a whole opportunity to start charging money, right? When games first came out in 2008, you would actually, for post-pay services like your AT&Ts, your Verizons, T-Mobile, you would actually purchase game tokens and game money. In other words, you're spending real money on
monthly
these
rate.
games. Yeah, you would actually it'd be billed to your bill service for your phone carrier.
bro.
So, do you know how many times that I wouldn't be paying attention and I'd be playing a game and it's like, oh, buy this package, and I would just buy shit and then didn't realize until I got my phone bill in, I spent $120 on a game.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't even have that game on my phone anymore. Like, how the hell did I do that? I'd done that a couple of times, and I got to the point. Now it's a little different. Nowadays it's a little different because now you can put a credit card down, and you pay for it right there and then, so you don't really think of that. But yeah, no, that's how that whole system was started. It was kind of crazy.
I would say I'm very careful with buying stuff in mobile games because they'll pop up when you're playing. Like they'll try
Yeah,
to
not
get
even
you
pay
with that.
attention, right? Like you don't even know. You're just like, okay, enroll. You hit exit, and you think you hit an exit, and you hit okay.
Yeah. They do that on a lot of ads, though.
Ching, $4.99.
Yeah,
Ching,
because
$4.99.
what's that? They put like a fake X on the ad,
Right.
and you click on it, like,
And now
oh,
you
it's
got a
on
new
your
game in
website,
front of
and you
you.
gotta go
Right.
back.
Yeah. Oh, I hate that. God, that pisses me off when I'm doing that. I could be like, right in the middle of a game, and it does that crap, and I'm just waiting to get to the next round.
I'm very patient. I'll watch multiple ads to
Oh,
get
I'm
extra
not
rewards.
me. Oh my God, that's my pet peeve. I can't stand that. I can't. I can watch ads when I'm watching a dang movie or something like that. But when it comes to me playing a game, I am focused. I'm about to whoop somebody's ass,
Yeah.
and I need to be focused. I can't be like, I'm gonna kill these pigs, and all of a sudden, I'm watching a damn medieval time video.
That That is
always
the ads
It's
nowadays.
always a video of medieval time or building a damn city in a castle.
True.
in a
Clash of
corner,
Clans.
like every
Clash
5
of Clans.
seconds.
Clash of Clans. Yeah.
Classic
oh.
plans.
Build now, build your life, and build your empire. And then a few minutes later, it's like, oh, build a ship and build this and build a cruise line. I'm like, what the hell, man?
Yeah, it's something like you play it, and after you're done playing a little bit,
like there's an education level that I'm playing. I'm throwing fucking birds at a fucking pig. I don't need to be building an empire of anything at this point, right? So fast forward, shit.
Before
Yeah.
we get off topic,
Mm-hmm.
I want to ask, what's your favorite game now and not back in the past? I'm sure Dad probably doesn't even have one, but
No, I have one.
you have one?
Yes.
What do you play?
My favorite game right now at this moment is WWE 2K. It was 2K 2020. That's the one we have. And that's the one that I will tell you one thing. That game is a hell of a lot harder than it was when I first started playing those wrestling games.
Yeah.
And for you guys that follow and the listeners that play these wrestling games back in the day, it was easy, right? You went through it. It was super easy, super efficient. You got through it pretty quick. Nowadays, you have to have a degree in engineering in order to pin somebody. It's ridiculous. It's like up, down, left, right, quarter to the left, throw the remote, pick it back up, shake it a little bit, and then you might get the guy to kick out.
Yep.
It's crazy.
I don't know about your favorite, but our favorite in WWE is when we do the like 20 men where you fight.
Hell yeah.
20
Oh,
people.
yeah, you come in. Yeah.
Oh,
We play that all the time.
that was a favorite.
They come in, you got to push them out the ring.
Yes.
And see
Yeah.
whoever's last long.
hell yeah. Hell yeah. I
It
do
always
it all
lose.
day long. And then if you got through out, it's okay. Yes, just came back as the next guy coming in. So you're
Yeah.
like, round 2, baby. Round 2. You can't do that in real life, but round 2, baby.
Nope.
Now, I'll be the first one to tell you, I've probably been thrown out about 8, 9 times in those damn Royal Rumbles, though. Like, I never
Yeah.
last very long. Or you'll get somebody and it's like, I'm going to start with this guy, but I'm going to finish. And then you'll know you're about to be kicked out. You'll know you got 3 people left. So you'll make sure you get kicked out right before the end just so you can win the whole damn thing because you got the most power.
Okay.
Strategy.
Who's your favorite WWE character?
In the games?
Well, I mean, I guess overall. I mean, if you're going to like them in game, you're going to like them in real life.
Yeah, I think I'd have to say Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels?
Yeah, Shawn. Super kick, man. Boom, knock him down. 1, 2, 3, boom.
What about you, Seth?
Awesome character in that.
I would probably say Rey Mysterio.
Oh, he was fun too.
Yeah.
Small, super fast. You know how back in my day when I played some of the first series of those games, it wasn't really size-oriented games. In other words, you could have Rey Mysterio would pick up the Giant. Like,
Yeah.
it didn't matter. Now, they won't let you do that.
No.
Like if Rey Mysterio tries to pick somebody, he falls on his back and gets pinned. 1, 2, 3. It's like, what the hell? So that's a little bit different now than what it used to be. But yeah. I think wrestling games are pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think I like John Cena.
I mean, John Cena is pretty awesome in them.
I mean, he's
He
like
does
in
a little
movies
everything.
now. It's like a thing.
He does a little bit of everything in those games.
The Rock is definitely second for
Yeah.
me. I like movie type people who like act like they're in a movie when they're in the ring.
Right. Well, that's character, man. It's character for you.
Before I asked you what your favorite game was. What's your favorite game, Seth? Right now.
Right now, I
Right
would
now.
say there's a lot.
You only pick one. One.
I mean, there's what were you playing? Tomb Raider. You got Tomb Raider. You
See,
got
Tomb Raider goes way back to me.
yeah, I know.
I played
Yeah.
Tomb Raider back in the day.
They got her.
You got new ones?
They got her in Fortnite.
Yeah, they
bro.
got new ones.
They got her in Fortnite, dude.
They do?
Yeah, they got a low poly version too.
Or they
It's
actually remastered the old version of it. And like,
Oh man, I used
yeah.
to play that game a lot. That
1,
was my
2, and
first-
3.
That was when you call it first person player, right?
It's third person.
Whatever. So whatever that is. So when you're playing as a person moving around, you can move the joystick and see what in front of you. So having that was the first, if I'm not mistaken, that was the first game that was like that.
First 3D game.
Yeah, like not 3D, but like being
Third
able
person.
to move around. And that was the first game I threw up in.
Wait,
What?
hold
True
on.
story.
Oh my
Hold-
god!
you threw up in the game?
I threw up because it made me dizzy as hell. I'm not gonna lie.
Wait, so you just saw you didn't see her body, you just saw the gun in front of you?
No, you seen no. I mean, yes and no. There was a game before that was called 007 for my N64 people out there.
I watched the movie.
That's not the same, but it's it's a cool game. But that you
swear that was a
literally
movie.
would only see the gun in front of you, so you
Yeah,
move back
that's
around.
first person.
Yeah, a little game called Doom.
That's what I was about
Yeah.
to say.
I love
Dude.
Doom. I got the
Whole other
2016.
conversation.
I've been
That
playing
was
the old
version of it
one
is
on the
great.
Xbox.
Same kind of concept. I love
Yeah.
that. Where you only see the machete or you see the gun or you see whatever in front of you. You don't see a whole body. But she go back to her. So you seen her, but you could rotate around her. So when she turned, you turned.
Yeah.
And it made me sick. And I literally played it. The first night we got it, I played it for about 3 hours and I threw up. It could have been the tacos that I ate too.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. It was Taco Bell.
How much? They
Yeah,
had Taco Bell back
mess you
then?
up.
Oh hell yeah, we had Taco Bell back then.
How long ago was this?
It was 2000 like 3,
2
2003.
and 3. They had
Of
Taco
course,
Bell.
you had
What?
Taco Bell. Taco Bell's been out.
The year I was born,
Yeah,
The year you puked.
yeah, yeah.
that's when you puked when I was born? You
I
serious?
found out I was morning sickness. No,
Bro.
I would literally play that game. I think it was that time frame. But I was playing a game and I got super nauseous. Like
Oh.
I just didn't feel good anyway. And then you get on it. And I don't know if you guys have that, but like when you get car sick feeling, and that's exactly what I have. Anytime I
does.
play that. Yeah. Anytime I play a game,
just-
that's how I feel.
We're,
That's why I can't do VR.
I think it's because we're so used to it. It just doesn't affect us
Maybe.
at all.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I'm not used to that at all. That's a whole other thing for me.
VR is
What's
cool,
what's your
though.
favorite game, bro, right now? Because you didn't say it. We started going on tangent.
Yeah. Right.
You think
Sorry.
God of War,
Talking about sidetrack.
God of War 2, freaking Elden Ring right now?
You mean God of War Ragnarok?
Yeah,
That's
God
not
of War 2.
2. That's God of War 5. Thank you very much.
Okay,
Second of all,
it's the second one in the series
no, it's not. It's
of
the
that
fifth in the
series. of God of War.
They didn't revamp it. They continued the story.
Mhm.
I'm not going to branch off on that.
The other ones were like
so.
your
Probably my
type.
favorite video game right now that I'm playing, Scarlet Nexus.
Ain't no way. You ain't playing that.
I've been playing that
When?
last week.
Last week, my butt. You and I got that downloaded.
Yes, I have.
No, I don't like it. I tried to play it a little bit. It was weird.
It's a cool anime.
It's like an anime game.
You fight like these weird. I don't know what they are.
I don't like anime games right now because the way they're
like-
doing it is you talk to somebody and they're just like,
Yeah.
and it's not fun.
That's what most anime is, even the show. I don't know.
Yeah.
When you're watching anime, I'm walking by and I was like, I don't have no idea what's going on.
Yeah,
Like, I don't understand what's going on. I don't have time to sit there and read it.
I do.
Not me.
that's how I get good at
No,
reading, bro.
No.
I use
So
one eye to
you
watch
read
the
all of
move.
that, right? And you still don't know Chinese or Japanese. So there's
No.
a problem.
I know a little bit.
You
of
should know by
Japanese.
now. You should
do
know
not
all of
only-
Japanese.
All you know is,
Konnichiwa.
yeah.
Origato. Kudasai.
You know any numbers?
Okay. Yeah, I couldn't fact check him right now if I wanted to. So
No.
All right, I'll say right now, my favorite game right now, I'd say Elden Ring. Elden Ring is probably my favorite game right now. But I know somebody really hates it. Isn't that right?
I fucking hate that game.
Yeah. He can't live for 1 second in the freaking game. He keeps dying. Every
hate
boss.
So what happens in the game? What is it? exactly?
Essentially, you fight a lot of bosses, and you just die a lot.
Yeah.
That's essentially the game.
It's like die, repeat, die,
The whole
repeat, die,
slogan.
repeat.
Whole slogan is get better.
That's basically what it fucking is. I hate it.
And it's funny because he hasn't fought a boss yet. Basically,
I fought Godric.
he fought them. I won it.
His name
So,
is Godric,
Yeah.
Godric the Fallen,
the boss.
one of the first boss, and it's not even a boss.
Wow.
Yeah.
So he's like the pre-boss.
I beat
He's
him.
like the assistant manager.
Yeah.
Yeah, I beat him for him because he couldn't beat him
Oh, so
by
you-
himself.
I was so
Nice
close to beating
little-
him. I was like, screw this. You have
Nice
it.
little
And he beat
brother.
it.
It's like, here, can
Uh-huh.
you beat this for me?
It was very easy
That's
because
what
I already
he's-
beat him.
That's what
Perfect.
I had my bigger brother do for me. It's cute that you let your little brother fight your battles.
Well,
He's better at games like this.
He's he's good at story mode games, and that's
Yeah.
a story mode game, but it's supposed to be hard.
Yeah.
Like he plays on easy mode on any game.
Well, I think
They had a baby mode, he'd play on it.
Yeah.
baby mode.
That's
crawl, not walk.
Yeah.
No, I get it. That makes sense. Okay. All right. Well, you know what? This has been one hell of a podcast. I appreciate you guys' feedback. I can't wait till the next podcast be coming out next week, and hope you guys, all your listeners, are staying tuned. And we will talk to you again. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a good one. Again, this is Jeff with Blast from the Past. I hope you enjoyed this broadcast of a Blast from the Past podcast, brought to you by Decades Music and Entertainment. The views expressed in this podcast are merely of those of the interviewee and the interviewers. Viewer discretion is advised.